I'll be praying for you, praying all your hopes and dreams, that they will come true, and should there be some rain, I know the sun will shine again, 'cause I'll be praying for you. I love to sing because I grew up around singing, and I really didn't realize I could sing until like way later, because I never really did anything until almost ninth grade, I think, maybe. And I can remember the very first song I ever did in a talent show with a female was "Where Is the Love." It was by Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Never forget it. Dad was a pastor. He was a Methodist minister. He had, so I'm a PK. Mom sang for the Portland Symphonic Orchestra too, and that's where a lot of my music background came from. I was always interested in music, but had never done anything professionally. But so between that time that I left college and went back to Sacramento, I met the guys that I ended up singing with. I sang in Sacramento, called the O'Neills. I sang in Las Vegas for like 15 years. Being in Las Vegas and being in the position that I was in, we never had to pay for anything, and everybody was starting to buy me stuff, and I started drinking, and I drank more and more and more. I just continued to drink once my stint in Las Vegas was over. I drank myself almost into oblivion. I had one foot in the grave, literally, and where I'm going in Sacramento is the son that I never knew until later. He's the one who called my brother to tell him to come find me, and that in turn set a bunch of things in motion, and that's how I ended up in the mission. I went into the mission kicking and screaming, of course. I didn't want to go because that was alcohol telling me I didn't need to. I didn't really realize how sick I was, and a lot of people that drink don't realize. I came to First Baptist kicking and screaming. When I was at the mission, I figured, well, I ought to be able to choose the church that I want to go to, and knowing we were walking right by St. Paul's to come here, that was a church, because that was a church I had gone to briefly with my brother before he ended up at the church he's at. And so I'm like, well, I can go over here, but I ended up coming to First Baptist. And over the years, the relationships that I have forged, I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. It's been, like I said, more than a blessing to all the people that are in the church, all the members in the church that I have come to know over the years, and especially the praise team. And then within the praise team, our fearless leader, my baby sis, Gail, has been relentless. She's always been there for me, through thick and thin. My personal story has taught me, as far as God is real. There is no doubt in my mind whatsoever. Even though Satan's always trying to slip in and throw the doubt in there and everything. Some of the things that I've been through, I look back on and said, there's no way I would have gotten through it without God. And I knew He was always there. All I had to do was open the door, and there He was.